All right, everyone. It's the top of the hour, and I think classes are starting to trickle in, but we have a lot of great things to show you today. So I just want to get started right now. I'll start with some intros. So aloha, everybody. My name is Cascade Mayer. I am the Oahu Education and Outreach Coordinator for National Marine Sanctuaries Foundation. I'll be co-hosting today with Lauren Frazier, who is with Papahānaumokuākea Marine Debris Project, or what I'll refer to as PMDP. I've had the privilege to work with PMDP over the past 3 years, and I'm so lucky to help share this place and the amazing work that they're doing out there in the National Marine Sanctuary. So we're so excited to bring just a little snippet of what a day in the life on Kuaihelani looks like. But as we get started, I just have a couple Google Meets housekeeping points for us. For one, I think we have all of your video and audio off. Please keep that off for now for Wi-Fi connection purposes, as well as just less distractions. But if you do have any questions, please put them in the chat. I will relay them to the team over there, and they will be so excited to answer your questions. And then we would love to hear where everyone is coming from. So please drop in the chat what school you're from, what grade, and any other fun things you've got to tell us. So let's go ahead and get started. If you've ever heard of national marine sanctuaries, they're kind of like national parks, right? But they're underwater. So there are 18 within the United States. And today we'll be talking to you about one that's near and dear to my heart in the middle of the Pacific Ocean right here. It's called Papahānaumokuākea. National marine sanctuaries are underwater, and they're protected designated areas because of things like special marine ecosystems, cultural resources, as well as historical shipwrecks. So as we zoom in to Papahānaumokuākea right here, this is what is the Hawaiian archipelago. So when most of us think about Hawaii, right, we think about these 8 islands right here, from Hawaii Island to Niihau. But actually, the Hawaiian archipelago expands far more than that, about 1,400 miles from Hawaii Island all the way over here to Holaniku, or Midway Atoll. And the boundaries of Papahānaumokuākea in white over there, they expand about 200 miles in radius around each island and atoll. So that's a lot of space, right? About 1,400 miles long, the Hawaiian archipelago, and then 200 miles around. So just to give you a little bit perspective of that, if you were to add all the national parks together, say Yosemite, Yellowstone, Volcanoes National Park, Haleakala, if you were to add all of that area together, it wouldn't even come close to what Papahānaumokuākea covers, right? So that's a large, large space. So today we're focusing on Kuaihelani, or Midway Atoll, all the way up here in the corner. And as we zoom into the map over here, Kuaihelani, a very special place, 3 islands with a fringing reef. It's also called Midway Atoll, which you've probably heard before, and it's the midway point between North America and Asia, right? So these 3 islands right here is called Sand Island, and then Eastern Island over here, as well as Spit down here. So the area of acreage that this area covers is about the size of the town of Waialua on the north shore of Oahu. That's pretty small, right? And the shorelines of this, there's 9 miles of sandy shorelines that the PMDP team is out there cleaning right now. And you'll get to see that in a little bit. So what makes Papahānaumokuākea so special is the wildlife. Just a little bit of facts for you. There's about 7,000 species of wildlife there, and 23 of those are endangered. So in total, there are about 14 million seabirds who call this place home. And you'll get to see some of those guys pretty soon. And 90% of the Hawaiian green sea turtles, or honu, and 80% of Hawaiian monk seal population can be found throughout these islands and atolls. So the conservation and research that takes place in the sanctuary are what really help keep these wildlife populations keep them thriving, right? But there are some threats to them out there. And this is what PMDP tackles. It's marine debris. And the most imminent threat to these animals is the entanglement hazards that they pose. So fishing nets, ropes, lines, they can trap these animals in the water or on the shoreline. And once they're entangled, they don't have opposable thumbs like us, right? They can't just cut it off of them themselves. So it restricts their ability to swim and to hunt and even to come up for air. So species like the Hawaiian monk seal and the honu, they're especially vulnerable to this. And entanglement can lead to some serious injuries and exhaustion because they're having to drag along a net while they're swimming, and even some cases death. And another threat that the marine debris pose is ingestion, right? So even in the most remote place like Kuaihelani, plastics from all across the world accumulate here, and over time, they break down into smaller and smaller pieces. And seabirds, such as the Laysan albatross that you'll see the little chicks soon, are especially affected by this. So the adults, they go out and get food for their babies, they fly back, but sometimes that food is mistaken and it's plastic. So as we know, plastic doesn't provide any nutrition to the human body, right? So it fills up their stomach, it leads to starvation and dehydration, and sometimes internal injury as well. So I've been talking a lot about this place, but I would rather show you about it, right? So I'm going to send you out into the field right now with Lauren and the team at PMDP, and they're going to show you this in real time. Lauren?
Hi, Cass. Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Loud and clear. You guys are good.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, taking time out of your day to hang out with us. We're so excited to share this place with you. It's a place that we all love so much. And I'm going to be walking around, giving you a tour of the place, and you're going to get a chance to meet all of our team. So I have our marine debris mic here right now. And joining with me, I currently have our PMDP president and executive director. We have Kevin O'Brien and James Morioka. So first of all, I'm just going to ask you, Kevin, can you tell us a bit about PMDP, what it is, how it got started?
Sure. Aloha, everybody. PMDP stands for the Papahānaumokuākea Marine Debris Project, and we're a group of people. We formed a nonprofit organization, and our sole job is to protect Papahānaumokuākea from the threats of marine debris. So we really love this place. We hope to show it to you because it's so worthy of protection, and we really want to build a movement of people that also feel like this place is worthy of protecting. So what we do is every year, a couple times a year, we put together a team of really excited, strong people, and we either get on a ship and come up here, or we fly up to Kuaihelani, and we clean up the beaches to protect the endangered Hawaiian monk seals from getting tangled in nets. And we clean up the plastics to prevent turtle nesting from turtles to be able to nest where they want to nest,
Right.
and seabird chicks to help prevent seabird chicks from eating the plastic. And we also dive out on the reef. So we spend a lot of time free diving and removing ghost nets, just derelict nets that no fisherman or woman is coming back for, and those can smother the coral and kill the coral reefs. And so we spend a lot of time doing that also. So that's what we do at PMDP.
Can you talk a little bit about what makes this place so special?
James, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Hi, everybody. My name is James. Here at Kuaihelani, there's one of the world's largest albatross colonies. So you can see behind you, it might look like brown or white dots, but the brown ones are chicks. And there are up to 1 million mole or Laysan albatross chicks each year. And so 7 to 8 million seabirds call this place home. One of the most incredible, raw, and wild places left on Earth. And really excited to be here with all you students. You guys are the future. Shout out to Sacred Hearts Academy, Mrs. Yoshioka's class. Hi, Kalia. Good to see you guys. One of the most incredible places. So we are here on the western shores of Eastern Island at Kuaihelani. It is one of the 3 islands, as Cass mentioned, here at Kuaihelani. And Kuaihelani translates to the backbone of the heavens. And you can see here one of the most beautiful skies. We're going to turn around and expose the beach to you. This is what one of the most dirty beaches may look like in all of Hawaii. And hopefully you guys can see the turquoise skies, but the turquoise skies reflect the very, very shallow waters, or the turquoise waters of inside the atoll. Also wanted to introduce you to our incredible team members. Here they are right now. Say hi, team. These are the incredible women and men that make up our team, and we hope that one day in the future, you'll be inspired to join us to help clean up the beaches and shorelines as well.
Yes. Awesome. Thanks so much, both of you. Okay, so I just wanted to introduce the team real quick. We are on our first mission of 2026. We have been out here on Kuaihelani for about a week now, and we have about 4 or 5 more days left ahead of us. So they've got a lot of work to do. We're almost wrapping up Eastern Island, which is the island we're on right now. So you're going to be able to get a chance to hear from some of our teammates as I walk around and show you the place. But for now, they got their work cut out for them. So I'm going to go ahead and let them get back to work, and we'll keep going. Yes, thank you. Okay. So like I said, this place is really special. So we're very excited to share it with you. We are in the field, so it's windy. We've got rain. We've had sunshine all within the span of 10 minutes. So that's just kind of what it's like out here. So we're going to first start by talking to our friends right here. They have picked up some plastic that we see, and they're going to kind of share with us the types of trash that we're finding on our beaches. So right now joining us is Charlotte and Sydney.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. So can you tell us, Charlotte, a bit about the kinds of stuff you're finding?
Yeah, we actually have a few things out here. Shoes, we have Crocs, Nike sneakers. We have some little action figure toys. We see a lot of water bottles. We have a flipper here.
That's crazy.
We also have this lotion bottle, and this one's really interesting because it has
Oh,
English writing on it, but it also has a foreign language here on it, which is just a signal that this came from somewhere else. We get a lot of trash here on the beaches from all around the Pacific, different countries. Something else that's interesting here, we have an inhaler. What else do we have? We have eel cones. These are a really dangerous entanglement hazard. This gets wrapped around a lot of animals' necks, like seals and sea turtles, sometimes seabirds. What else do we have here? We have
Crocs.
Oh yeah, this
Many
Crocs.
you probably own. You find a lot of Crocs up here.
So one of the things that's really cool when we take a second to examine the marine debris that we're looking at is that everything we see here kind of has its own story to tell. And it's impossible for us to know where all of this is coming from, but there's clues when we look closely. So Charlotte touched on, looking at different languages. So this one's interesting. If I show it to you a little closer, it has English and Chinese written on it. So that's a clue of like maybe where it's come from, which is kind of cool.
This bottle cap also has some like.
Oh yeah,
detail.
this one is
see, but-
Nongfu Spring, which is actually the #1 water bottle company in China. So that kind of helps us indicate where that came from. This croc is really interesting. If you zoom in on it, it actually has bite marks. So that kind of tells a story about where it's been.
Something might have taken a bite out of that, and that's certainly not a piece of food. It's not what it should be eating. So we don't love when we see that, but that's why we're removing it.
Yeah. And then can you tell us, so like some of these have a bunch of stuff growing on it. Sydney, can you tell us what that indicates? What that
Yeah. If you see marine debris with all this kind of algae or potentially coral on it, it means that it's probably been out in the ocean for a while. So it's been circulating around, and now it's found its way out here. And you see that on a lot of the stuff. Sometimes it doesn't have any algae on it, meaning it's maybe pretty fresh. But a lot of this stuff has a lot of different organisms kind of living on it.
Oh, show
This
that
buoy
buoy,
also
yeah.
has a
Barnacles.
lot of like oysters, barnacles, gooseneck barnacles, and whatnot as well.
Okay, well, while I'm here with y'all, we do have some questions from the classes. So I want to make sure that we address the questions that students have already put in for us. So the first one is from Miss O'Keefe's class from Kahalu Elementary. And she wants to know, what do we do with all of the rubbish that we clean up?
Oh, really good question. We try our best to reuse the debris in any way we can. So we actually have a really cool partnership with Hawaii Pacific University, where they're doing some infrastructure projects where they're trying to turn this plastic into roadways on Oahu. So they're doing some experiments to see how that might work. We also give it to other companies that might want to use it for art projects. We had a partnership with BraceNet. They made bracelets out of our debris. But whatever's left, we have a very good relationship with H Power on Oahu, where they incinerate our trash, which just means they burn it. But the energy in that burning process is used for electricity to power homes. So we're trying to come up with creative ways to reuse our trash that we pick up.
That is beautifully said. I love that. Sydney, the next question is from the Erickson's classroom from Kuaihelani Elementary. And they want to know, how does marine debris affect the albatross?
So marine debris can affect the albatross in many different ways. One being like if you see these like large pieces of trash out here. We want to get rid of them because it's kind of windy, as you can tell, and these things can roll down the beach, and a lot of these chicks aren't very mobile, so it can land on top of them, block their way, or crush them. Another way that this could affect them is that a lot of the times the parents go out to the ocean and pick up little pieces of trash or big, potentially something like this, or netting, and then they consume that. When they come back to feed the chicks, then the food that they're giving them isn't actually food. So now those chicks are full of plastic instead of a nutritious meal. So it can affect them in a bunch of different ways, causing them to not live as long.
Yeah, definitely. And especially with the chicks, it's coming at a time when they really need the nutrition to grow big and strong, because the albatross are really crazy and they migrate across oceans. So these chicks need that energy to be able to fledge, which means to be able to fly and leave the nest and then
Grow big and strong.
And then grow big and strong. Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, you have your work cut out here. I know there's a lot of debris. We've been removing debris for the past week, and just kind of looking at what's around us. We probably have about 2,000 pounds of marine debris ahead of us that our team is going to remove today. So thank you so much. This was great. Okay. Bye. Good luck getting all this. Okay, so now we're going to move on down the beach and see what some of our other friends are up to right now. I hope that as we're walking, you can kind of see what the shoreline looks like. So just to reiterate some of what we were talking about, what's crazy is, we said this, we're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. There's nobody that lives here. These are uninhabited islands. And yet all of this marine debris is washing in from all over the world and ending up on these beaches. A lot of people have never even heard of Papahānaumokuākea before, so they don't even know this place exists or how special it is. And a place that is uninhabited should be pristine. You can see these beautiful white sand beaches and this neon blue water. And unfortunately, it's just all this trash is washing in from all over. So we've got our other teammate here, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. So she's kind of working on a net right now. So can you tell us exactly what it is we're looking at?
Yeah, so this is one of our very common finds we find on the beaches and in the water. It's just derelict fishing gear. So this is a bunch of different type of nets. You've got these big ropes, you've got smaller lines, some monofilament, this really fine white plastic bits, and they come in knotted up, tangled up, filled with sand. You could see rocks, sometimes massive coral heads are in them. And this is a fairly small one. This is pretty manageable for one person to get, but they can also be much larger. That will take the full team. Shovels, common bread knives to cut up pieces to make it more manageable to actually remove from the sand and or reefs. So this is pretty much a lot of what we find. About 80% of what we get is derelict fishing gear.
Yeah. And James referred to this earlier. We often call them ghost nets because there's no one using them anymore. So they're abandoned. They're ghost fishing. So even though no one is using these nets, they're still really good at what they do, which is unfortunately entangling wildlife. So yeah, talk to us a little bit about entanglements. Like what's the threat that these give?
Entanglements, these are hazards for a lot of our honu, our turtles, even albatross babies can get in it. They get stuck on our reefs and can damage some of our coral that are really important for our healthy ecosystems. And a lot of different fish species that we love so much. So this is a great entanglement hazard for some of our favorite animals.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. So this is one of our top priorities, is to get this stuff out of the ecosystem, both on the beaches and in the water, because like Charlie said, it can really be devastating to the habitat and the wildlife. So thank you so much. And I know this is kind of a smaller one. Sometimes we see really big ones, and I kind of like to think of the ghost nets as like PMDP's bread and butter, because when we're out in the water, this is mostly what we're seeing. And so our team is really good at getting together and tackling this. So if this was a big net, what kind of methods do we do to remove them?
Yeah, so we do have shovels. Excavating is one of our most useful tactics, is trying to see where all the net is, how deep it's buried. And then again, we use common bread knives to cut up big sections to actually be able to remove all of it. So it takes a full team. Sometimes they're absolutely massive, the size of cars. But it can be hard sometimes getting down and seeing the full net.
Totally.
Yeah, and then we just shaking out sand, all these little rock bits to make it easier to haul out and carry, and 100% removal, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. So
Awesome.
it's a
Thank you,
pretty small one.
Charlie.
I think you said you got this. Yes. Oh, we got a question.
Ghost
there a
nets
question?
from animals, and is it difficult to do?
How do you remove ghost nets from animals, and is it difficult to do?
How do we remove ghost nets from animals? It can be difficult, but we do have very specialized team members that are up on the protocols and have done disentanglements before. And we do have to be very careful not to further injure the animal as well. So we try our best. It can be tricky. We go slow. And our team, I know Lauren has done one before, especially with the turtles, but it just takes time, but usually we're pretty successful at it.
Yeah. So I've actually disentangled a good amount of sea turtles on our team. And it's kind of a weird thing because obviously it's really sad, but it's also, I always feel very grateful that we get to be there to help the animal. And so that's nice and helpful. But yeah, we usually have 2 teammates that get together and they'll slowly cut and remove the net from the animals. Okay, so we're going to move on. And I know you got a lot of work to do. So I think you said you can get this one by yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to just shake this out first.
All right.
Make it lighter for myself. Or remove some of these rocks. And then swallow it up. 2, 3.
Go, Charlie. Our teammates are so strong. It's incredible the kind of work that they're able to do. I do want to direct your attention really quick to something that's going on behind us. So like we said, these nets are really bad for the habitat. And we actually have one right here. If you can see, I'm going to let our cameraman, Andy, big shout out to Andy. He's going to zoom in on it. I don't want to disturb the animal. But we actually have an albatross chick sitting on top of the net right now. And this is unfortunately a really common sight that we see. These animals don't know a life without trash. This is their home. This is their beach. That chick was born there. And when they're at that age, they don't really move around too much. So he's just going to hang out there until he's ready to fledge. But we will wait until he moves off of the net, and then we're going to remove that and get that out of there so that it doesn't affect him too much. But yeah, this is just kind of in real time what the threats of marine debris look like. You can see there's just tons of trash all around us. So now we're going to check out some of our other teammates and see what they are up to right now. And I know we're getting close on time, so we're going to kind of speed through this a little bit. But here, we're going to have Andy come around this way. Hi. Hey guys, what's up? Here, we're going to face this way. Okay, so I'm just in the middle of y'all. Hello. So I'm here with 2 of our other teammates. This is Kau'i and this is Kahea. They're 2 of our really amazing teammates that I'm lucky to work with. So first of all, Kau'i, what is it like being a kid from Hawaii that gets to be out here and do this kind of work?
Oh, it's awesome. It's so much fun. I'm really grateful for the time that I spent up here. It's really rare that folks get to come up here, do the work that we do, see the things that we see. I think it's even rarer for local people to have that opportunity. So it's really awesome. I'm very grateful. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you give a shout out? Where are you from?
I'm from the Big Island. So if any students are tuning in from the Big Island, nice to see you. I'm from Kona side. Repping the BI.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're so happy you're here. Okay, and then Kahea, Kahea's been with us since last year, and she's been out in the field and has got to experience a lot of other parts of Papahānaumokuākea. But this is your first time on Kuaihelani, spending time here. So I just want to hear what that experience has been like for you.
Yeah, this experience has been such an amazing one. New lens coming in here with our team, who is both new and old. And so getting to work with the veteran workers has been really eye-opening. Getting to look at everything that we get to do, being on land, being in the water, seeing spinner dolphins, seeing purple rice coral, seeing the Eva birds and all type of birds that you don't normally see when you're in the main Hawaiian Islands. It's been so special.
That's awesome. This is a really special place. Thank you. So we're coming up on our 5-minute time, but I do just want to ask y'all, had you heard of Papahānaumokuākea before this work?
Okay. I hadn't. I'm really grateful because I think the amount of time that we spent up here has taught me so much about these atolls, these islands, what they mean to the main Hawaiian Islands. my time up here has also taught me a lot about myself. So I'm very grateful for the work, extremely grateful to be a part of PMDP.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you have anything to add?
I haven't heard of Papahānaumokuākea, but when I was a kid going to the Kilauea Refuge on Kauai, we have a lot of these migratory birds that come in from Papa and go out. So it's really special to get to see where they're actually their home is.
Yeah.
So it's been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really special to be able to share this place with y'all. And I think that's one of the things that's really like I take away from the job is just the people that we get to work with. And kind of like Kaui was saying, you learn so much about yourself when you're up here, just from the place and the people and the marine debris and the wildlife. And so, yeah, I think we can all say we just really love this place. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing it.
I have two
Yeah,
questions
okay.
for these guys as well.
Questions.
Knowing that you
Let's
guys
hear
are
it.
local girls, Kahea, I would love for you to shout out where you're from first.
Yes.
And then I have a question for you guys.
Yes, I'm from Kekaha, Kauai, which is the west side of Kauai.
Yeah. I'm
Nice.
also a Kauai girl, so I love that Kahea is out there with you. But we have a question from one of the classrooms. What are your favorite birds out there in Papahānaumokuākea? And I would also like Andy, the cameraman, to answer this as well.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, favorite birds.
Okay, my personal one is the Kuaihelani. We don't have those in the main Hawaiian Islands, I'm pretty sure. But they have a beautiful red tail. They have like a beautiful red beak, and they squawk, and it sounds funny, but I think they're awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're definitely very rare on the main Hawaiian Islands. So to see us surrounded by them here is super, super special. Yeah. What about you?
I think my favorite bird is the Evo bird. Just seeing them laying in their nests right
Oh,
here.
yeah,
and
there's some right
seeing
there.
them,
Get so close.
in the wind right now. We can tell that a little bit of wind is hitting us, maybe some rain, but it's just so nice to see them staircase all the way up to
Yeah.
the skies.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good way to put it. That's exactly what it's like. Andy, do you want to share what your favorite bird is? Just for context, Andy is like an expert bird man. And I'm going to do you want to pan the camera? No, he's going to talk from behind.
My favorite bird is the Koloa pohaka with the lace sand duck.
All
And
the
a
way
few of them just landed a couple moments ago, but I don't know if we'll be able to find them again.
They're the most endangered duck in the world, so they're really special that we get to spend time with them. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all get back to work, but
Yeah,
thank you.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so we're gonna keep working our way down the beach. We're coming short on time, but I do want to check in with a few of our teammates. Let's see, how are we doing? We got a few minutes. Okay. All right. Matt and JJ, they're over here working on this big pallet tub. So we're just going to ask them a few questions. Okay, so we've been talking to all of you about just how incredible this work is, how special this place is, and maybe some of you are interested in joining one day. We have ages K through college with us right now. So some kids might be thinking about jobs coming up in the future, or maybe when they turn 18 one day. So how can you get involved?
This is a great place to work. It's a great opportunity to be in a place that very few people get to go to. And it's a great way to start a career in Lahaina or conservation related fields. So in January, we're doing we're taking applications, we're doing a recruitment. And it's for training in June and July and employment through October. So it's kind of like a summer employment if like for college students and things like that, it's a good way to work that in with your schedule. So submit an application in January.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, and then last question before we have to wrap. We've talked a lot about marine debris and the problems with plastic pollution. So what can kids do at home to be a part of the solution?
Such a good question. Especially kids at home. You got to remember reduce, reuse, recycle, remove. That's kind of like the peak for plastic. So number one for a reason, reduce. Trying to just get things in the house, ask your parents to get some bamboo toothbrushes or reusable water bottles and stuff like that. Or if you have the chance, if you're kind of on the older side, you can kind of be picky about where your seafood comes from, right? Use fisheries that don't use those big nets to catch their fish and
Support
try to
local.
support local spots and buy things where they're not getting shipped from all the way across the world in these big plastic totes and stuff like that. So all that really helps out.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, well, with that, we are going to wrap, but we just want to end with our whole team, and I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So if people need to hop off now, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. But we do have a lot of questions. So if people want, Cass, I'll kind of defer to you on this. If people want to stay, we can keep answering questions if you want. But yeah, if you need to hop off now, we just really appreciate you joining us and taking time out of your day to learn a bit about this place and let us share it with you. So thank you. How are we doing, Cass?
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I am going to address all the questions that are in the chat right now. So for one, it's how old do you have to be to volunteer and go to Kuaihelani?
Okay, so 18 and older. For PMDP, we are really looking for just 18 and older and at least a year of experience working, showing that you're responsible, all of that. And then there's also volunteer opportunities with U.S. Fish and Wildlife that you can check out to actually do work with seabirds and other wildlife on Kuaihelani. So definitely a lot of opportunities to come up here, and we really encourage people to get to know the place.
Awesome. Yeah. When you guys turn 18, guys, check it out. Check out PMDP,
Yes.
check out Fish and Wildlife Services. Another question we have from the classroom is how many pounds of debris is collected a day?
Okay, how many pounds of debris is collected a day? I've got James here to answer the question.
Yeah, so over the last 5 years, we've removed 1.2 million pounds, which averages about 7,000 pounds.
Yep. Yeah. So that's a lot. It's crazy when you think about 6,000 pounds and our team doing that with their bare hands. So yeah, let's move a little closer because maybe some other teammates want to answer questions too. What else you got, Cascade?
That's all I've got in the chat right now. But if you have any written down that they submitted earlier, I'm sure they would love to hear some of those.
Okay, yeah, I'll answer some questions. Here, you want to?
Yeah, just wanted to add to James's question there. Just behind you in this cove is what we estimate to be about 2,000 pounds of plastics and nets.
Yep.
Not sure if that was mentioned, but
Yeah.
It's some of the highest accumulation of the marine debris plastics in the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you hold that microphone so I can do this because I'm already mic'd up, so we're good to go. Yeah, we do have some questions that teachers have submitted. So let's see, one of the questions, and yeah, if you want to join, you can help answer. James, you can too if you want. Let's see, what is the worst kind of pollution you find? This is from Miss Janelli from Kuaihelani Elementary.
We find all types of pollution. Can be anything. Anything that floats can make it here to these uninhabited islands within Papahānaumokuākea. We find plastics, nets. They're really hazardous. Sometimes we find chemicals, which can be really bad if a jug full of chemicals breaks open on the beach. And then the animals may go to check it out. It may have exposure to chemicals. So we try to remove that stuff too whenever we can.
Yeah, definitely. This is a really good question that we actually haven't addressed. And do y'all want to hop in and help answer questions? So Miss DeWitt from Kohala Elementary wants to know, how do you get to the atoll?
Yeah, so we have two different methods. I think Kevin talked about it earlier, but we charter a 200-foot vessel or a ship, and it takes us 5 days from Honolulu to go 1,200 miles over here to Kuaihelani. And then the other way is to fly in on a small plane.
And then to follow up on that, she asks, how often do these cleanups happen?
You know, we try and do about 60 to 90 days of actual work here in the Papahānaumokuākea National Marine Sanctuary, and that is divided up into 3 distinct missions. And so this is mission number 1 for 2026, and we have 2 more exciting missions coming up in the summer and fall. So in the month of August and then mid-September to mid-October.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Okay. That goes a little bit along with my next question from Ms. Shapiro is, where do you guys get your funding to run the organization?
Well, we get funding from just everyday people like you folks. I think we get some funding from the government as well, from the federal government and from foundations and charities that like to donate toward this type of work. But anybody who feels like this work is important can donate money to PMDP or groups like us doing this similar stuff. So every little dollar counts.
Yeah.
Every $2
helps us out.
Helps us save monk seals and seabirds.
Yeah, and I kind of just want to go off of the last question we asked JJ was ways that people can help. And so he gave some really good answers into things you can do in your home. But one of the things that I think is really helpful is to just share the story that we told you today. Like we said earlier, a lot of people have never heard of Papahānaumokuākea before. So first, just sharing with your friends and family that this place exists, why it's important, the fact that it's been impacted by marine debris. And then you share that story, help get the word out, help support us. It is an expensive project, so anytime we can get money raised for us, it's always super helpful. But just letting people know about this place and getting involved is really important. Do you have any other questions, Cascade?
The final one I'm going to take, this might be a little lengthy, but maybe we can shorten it, is the students are wondering, what time do you folks start at and around when do you break for the day? So what a typical day looks like.
Yeah, a typical day is really long. Usually we'll get up around 5 or 5:30 in the morning and head over and start prepping our boats for the day. Obviously, we're surrounded by water, so we have to get to our work site by boats, whether that's on the reef or on the beach. So we have to get those boats ready. We have to get our gear ready, get ourselves ready, feed ourselves breakfast. We start work. We get on the boats around 7:30, and we're out here all day, whether we're diving on the reef or walking the beaches, cleaning them up. And then at the end of the day, we wrap up around 5 or 5:30, eat dinner, rinse the boats off, prep all our gear for the next day. And then usually it's about 8 or 9 p.m. by the time we're able to stop working and just relax for a minute and think about the next day and head to bed. So long days out here, but it feels good because at the end of a long day, we'll have a huge pile of plastics that we've cleaned up. And that just feels great, you know?
Yeah, I think for all of us, like, it's a lot of hard work to do this job, but it is so rewarding. And all of us are just running off of passion to be here. And to be able to go to bed every night feeling like you made a difference for the ocean, for the beaches, for the wildlife is just kind of the dream.
And someday you could have this very job.
Yeah.
We love to, we love to build our team with people who are passionate, and any of you could do this work someday.
Yeah. Yeah. So hope to see you. Thank you so much for joining our live stream and getting to meet the team. They're all back at work. Everyone's really motivated to get this beach clean, but we just want to say thank you so much.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Kevin, James, and Lauren, for taking time out of your day. Thank you, everyone who tuned in for this. We just wanted to re-emphasize that even in the most remote places in the world, the ocean connects us all, right? So just think about that with your day-to-day life. And we're so excited to hopefully share more of these experiences with you guys soon. So ahoy, ahoy, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.